It's 5 a.m. and from the studios of KTEN Television, this is Good Morning Texoma.
We're back this morning, and you know, it's hard to find anyone who's not affected in some way or another by a form of cancer. Friday on the three major networks is an event called Stand Up to Cancer to raise awareness and raise money for cancer research. Joining me today to talk more about this is Dr. Tammy Roque with Texas Oncology. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And this event, it started a few years ago, and it raising awareness, but it's something that so many people deal with.
That's exactly right. About 1 in 2 men will develop cancer through their lifetime, and women 1 in 3 will develop cancer.
Wow.
So like you said, everyone is usually touched by cancer through family members or friends.
Absolutely. Now the good thing though about the research that has gone on for years is we're getting closer and closer to helping when it comes to this awful disease through clinical trials.
That's correct.
And the opportunity is here too for those.
It sure is. We have clinical trials with Texas Oncology, but there's also clinical trials throughout the United States. There are many clinical trials for different types of cancers. Of course, the more common ones, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate, leukemias, we have all of those. But we also have clinical trials for the less common cancers. Through the clinical trials, we've made steps towards improving survival of cancer, improving quality of life, and supportive care for patients with cancer.
A lot of people think they have to go far off to the bigger hospitals to get this, but right here, how do they get involved with these?
What you do is talk to your doctor, and they will refer you to one of the oncologists here in Sherman and Denison, and we can evaluate you and see if you fit in a clinical trial that's here or further away.
Right. So they just need to talk to their doctors, and of course some of the advantages to these clinical trials would be they're kind of scary in some cases. If you think
it's always scary when we talk about something that's unknown. But these clinical trials are based on other clinical trials that have been shown to be promising. We started out with, like in the 70s, we used aspirin, and they had clinical trials to say, does aspirin improve survival in patients that have coronary artery disease? It does, so it's standard of care. So now we're using step by step. We use one clinical trial, build up on that clinical trial to find new and better treatments. So when we put a patient on a clinical trial, yes, we're comparing a group of patients with standard care to something that's probably better. But those drugs are research drugs that are not available through standard treatment.
Right.
These are not available on the market, but they're promising drugs, and they're very good. A lot of these drugs through Texas Oncology in Sherman and Denison and throughout the United States, this is how we develop new treatments for cancer. It's little steps at a time. Some of them are bigger steps, which like chronic myelogenous leukemia, testicular cancer, we've made big steps. Other are smaller steps, like kidney cancer, melanomas. We're making steps towards targeted therapies or drugs that affect the immune system that helps your own body fight the cancer.
Right.
That's where we're going to find the cures.
And if nothing else, you're helping in the future.
That's exactly right. One person can make a difference. By being on the clinical trial, you make a difference for the next person that's going to develop cancer. My mom had ovarian cancer, and she was in a clinical trial. It didn't work for her, but that drug became available for myeloma, and it's the standard treatment for myeloma at this time.
Wow.
So each person can make a difference.
Yeah. So your best advice is just talk to your doctor then.
That's exactly right.
And see what the options are for you.
That's exactly
Well, we're
right.
going to put the information for Texas Oncology on our website, KTEN.com. If you have any questions, Doctor here will be glad to help you out.
Definitely.
And your folks there will be glad to answer any questions that you have as well. And of course tonight, Friday, Stand Up to Cancer, live on the major networks including NBC and ABC Texoma, trying to make a difference. We'll be right back.